The college basketball experience, November 13th, preview and picks episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET is what you need to win. Sign up today. Bet $100 and get a $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today.
What's up, everybody? This is Cameron Krog from Loyola Chicago Ramblers, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride. Shout out to the Broad Stop. Thank you, guys.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo-wee. Welcome to the college basketball experience. Sunday, November 13th, preview and picks episode. I've been watching so much goddamn sports, I can't even think about what day it is, but if you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Oh, man. When it came to college hoops today, I got my ass whooped. We're going to talk all about it. All right. And look, this guy wants me to believe. He wants me to believe that, look, dude, I just fell asleep on the couch last night. At like I know that the backyard brawl wasn't being fucking played. All right. I really think he didn't do 10 Jaeger bombs at the local dive bar. All right. After Bob Huggins in West Virginia just completely routed the Pitt Panthers. Regardless, give it up for host of the NFL Gambling Podcast, host of the Ryan and Rush Show, former video coordinator for Bob Huggins at West Virginia University. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre. How you doing, Ryan? And feel free to explain yourself to the people.
You know, Colby, I will say I deserved a bad day on the betting front because I had a hangover on the betting front coming from the backyard brawl the previous night. The backyard brawl was like a week's worth of wins for me. So yeah, no, ready to bounce back this week because today was not a good day for us.
Oh my God. I mean, I'll be honest, we've done this show for a long time and I've had bad days where maybe, like I've had some bad days before, but this one, I'll at least say this. I think this day for me was worse than any day last season for me. I mean, I had losing days last season, but never. It's the way I lost today on some of these that I felt was absolutely brutal. Shout out to the chat. Ryan Hasty saying, let's fucking go, boys. College basketball is the best. Yes, it is. Shout out to Noah Beanick as well. Let's just touch base. I should have locked up Georgetown with my brother, NC Nick, because he did. And I know Green Bay was flirting with the Hoyas at halftime.
I know.
But the Hoyas ended up cruising in the second half. Brandon Murray had a big game. I think like 20 points, 7 assists, and I think 5 boards, something like that. As the Hoyas roll, 2-0 is 2-0 at the end of the day. All right. I did foolishly. Oh wait, no. I think I thought about. Did I bet this? I think I bet this without locking this up. I think I put $30 on St. Peter's and the points. Well, guess what? That didn't happen. But it wasn't a lock on the picks show, but I did actually personally bet that. So guess what? I ate even more shit than you saw if you look at the picks page.
Don't worry, I locked that up, and yeah, I took the L right away off the day.
I thought there'd be some sympathy for the old team. Up 20. You know what? Let me call up the dogs. No, not gonna happen. Seton Hall looks good through both games.
Really good.
Yeah, really good. Then I was like, you know what? South Carolina State almost beat the Gamecocks. I know that's a little brother battle, but I was like, Tennessee State's no juggernaut. Give me South Carolina State plus the 8.5 points. I even sprinkled some on the money line. Halftime, it was all tied 35-35. And then out of the fucking blue, Tennessee State just goes on a crazy run. Zion Griffin had a big day for Tennessee State. What are they? The Tigers, Bobcats? I don't fucking remember. Either way, they win by 19. I lose there. It gets worse, people. Cleveland State. I'm saying, okay, Cleveland State, I get it. They lost to a D2 school, but I was like, they bounced back, played Cincy tough. Ohio really got hit in the portal this offseason. I like Cleveland State to cover the 10. Well, at halftime, they were down 8, and I thought, it's kind of borderline. They lose by 11. A couple free throws with about 5 seconds left. Fucking brutal. So I lose that. And then I'm just going to continue on this journey of pain. I was on JMU, and I should have bet JMU, but I didn't because I thought Buffalo's decent. I'm actually starting to get really sold that JMU is going to be the best team in the Sun Belt this year. That was impressive what they did in Buffalo.
No doubt.
Then, we should call timeout. I did ride Wright State. I didn't lock it on the thing, but I actually personally bet it. So I can reward myself there. They won on the money line. Can we talk about Kenny Payne in Louisville? Holy shit. They're going to hate him more than Papa John. 0-2. 0-2. Losses to Bellarmine or Bellarmine or whatever the hell it's called. And now Wright State at the buzzer for the win. What a fantastic game. What do you make of the Cards?
They're in big, big trouble. I mean, they may lose 25 games this year. I saw a tweet earlier today saying that, and I'm like, now that you put it that way, they might. I mean, they're 0-2, and they can't beat Wright State or Bellarmine. Yeah. This was one of my good calls today, so I will take credit for locking up Wright State on the picks page and taking them on the money line. Louisville sucks.
Yeah. I mean, there's more than red flags. The town is burning down. Rome is burning down. Then I locked up Ball State plus 10, thinking, okay, Ball State's decent. And I feel like I'm in this thing, right? I feel like, okay, they lose by 12.
It was a common theme of the whole day.
Oh, I mean, it gets worse. But I do want to touch base on Stonehill. Now, I didn't bet this, but on Tally Site, I did ride Stonehill on the money line as an 11-point dog. All right. 11-point dog outright. I didn't bet it myself. I picked it on the page, but of course I didn't bet it myself. Stonehill beats Army as an 11-point dog, 82-77. Shout out to Stonehill. Okay. Yeah, it gets worse for me, folks. It gets worse because I then take Wagner plus 6. And I'm like, I got this. No, they lose by 8 every fucking game. And one of them was, we're going to get to one where you're just going to be like, no way. But we should also stop for a second and talk about Alcorn State winning at Wichita State.
Wichita's in big time trouble. Throw them in the group of teams that are not very good.
Yeah. Then I take I didn't bet that game, but I'm saying I take Wofford. I'm thinking, okay, Wofford, they keep a good program. They're kind of coach proof in a way. I took Wofford. I think it was -2, I think. Yeah, -2. No, they lose by 11. High Point. Tubby Smith's son. What is it? I forget his first name. Now I will say this once again. I didn't bet this, but shout out to Tally Site, because I did ride Texas State on the money line against Rhode Island. So my actual record on Tally Site might not be as horrific as it was like my pocketbook today. But there's one thing I can always count on when I'm having a horrible day. I put a C note or two on my Pirates, -4.5. They were down like 20 to open the game, and I thought, man, This is gonna be fucking the worst day of my life.
When
They bounced back. What's that? What were you gonna say?
I said when I saw they were down 20-2, I'm like, oh my God, this really is the worst day of college basketball. I'm like, they're losing 20-2 to fucking Presbyterian. Are you kidding me?
They come back and they win by 20.
I know, crazy.
Even on a day where everything's going wrong, my Pirates come through for me. They even came through for me last night, even though they lost. They covered in college football against Cincinnati. It did get a little bit worse, though. Well, first off, I did hit Evansville plus 26. That cashed at St. Louis. I knew that line was absurd. At one point in the second half, this was like a tie game. St. Louis pulled away late. We got that one done. So two bets there that I actually bet. Actually, no, I think three because I did bet. 3 bets that I actually got right. But let me tell you about Illinois State minus 3.5. Or no, let me just say first, Northeastern plus 14.5. I lose my ass. Ed Cooley puts it on his buddy, Bill Cohen, and just runs it up.
I know.
So I lose there. And then the final loss of the evening that just happened a few minutes ago with me going absolutely fucking crazy. Illinois State minus 3.5. I felt like this is a lock. Yes. In the second half, I feel like they pulled away. They never got like really up there with the lead. It was always like around 6 or 8. And I'm like, I got this, right? They missed a couple free throws the final minute. Then, they get fouled again. They pushed the lead up to 6, I believe. No, or 5. 5, I think. 5 or 6. Well, and there's 2 seconds on the clock. He makes both free throws. And I'm like, I got this. There's literally 2 seconds. They inbound it, and the Northwestern State player from about 60, 65 feet buries it, banks it in, banks in a little bit further than half court shot, and they cover. Holy shit. I mean, you should have seen me in the studio here. I was just throwing up shit. I was just like, I got to get out of here. I can't. So a terrible day for me in college basketball. How'd the day treat you?
Not well. I mean, like I said, I deserve what I got because like you said, I was taking Jaeger bombs, enjoying that eat shit pit victory. So I deserved the down day. I was, I think, 2-5-1 on my locks. For the games that I didn't bet, though, I actually did all right. But of course, that's how it went today for you and I.
Oh yeah, Grand Canyon also I got wrong. I mean, I had like a 2-8 day. Technically 3-8, but I didn't lock up one. Actually, technically 3-9 because I bet 2 games that I didn't lock up on this sheet. I mean, biggest storylines from today, I think, are Boise State bounces back, beats Washington State. That was one of the bigger games of the day. UTEP wins the Battle of the I-10. I think they play again this year, but they win by 3 against New Mexico State there in El Paso. And Louisville and Wichita and Georgia Tech survived. Yeah, Georgia Tech survived Georgia State in a while when Georgia Tech scored with like 5 seconds left to go up by 2 and hang on and win. Anything else jump out to you from today's action? LSU actually didn't look great to me either.
Yeah, no, they barely got by Arkansas State. I mean, I'll go back to last night, the one I wasn't on with you, but like, we're seeing some teams that have struggled back-to-back games now. TCU and Oklahoma as well. Oh. You can throw them in with the Wichitas and the Louisvilles of the world. I mean,
how about UC Irvine taking down Oregon in Eugene
by 35? I mean, they beat the shit out of them.
I mean, and not only that, Colorado goes to Grambling. Now, these are one of these new things. They normally would never play on the road at a SWAC team. But it's like this new thing of like, hey, let's let them, because they stay on the road a lot. I mean, look, I get it. We want to funnel money into those institutions, so to have them more equal. But at the same time, why? I mean, where would you wish for when you hit the road against these teams that have never played Power 5 schools at home? Because Colorado got their ass whooped the whole game. That was not a fluke.
Dominated.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yesterday was very interesting. I'm trying to think of the other. Michigan almost lost to Eastern Michigan.
That was a hell of a game.
Yeah, that really was. And then, I feel like there was another upset or two yesterday that happened that I'm forgetting about. But you know who looked good yesterday was A&M. Texas A&M looked pretty good against Abilene Christian. Yeah,
No doubt.
Anyway, yeah, we look good. Yesterday we had a great day, actually. Today we just sucked. Today was brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. So,
well, and Colby, one last thing I want to touch on too. It's even more important that you get your bets in when the numbers open up because of the movement. For example, I didn't get my Georgia State in at plus 2.5 when I could have had it. They lose by 2. I got it in at 2, so I push. So that's why you listen to this show, because you can get the better of the number before the line moves.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And we were on Temple. I wanted to talk about, and then
yes, over Villanova.
Yes, we were on that money line, and then Florida State 0-2. We were not on that, but I'm saying that was pretty shocking.
See that coming.
Pretty shocking.
No.
Let's get to today's action for Sunday. Obviously NFL Sunday, but hey, this is the best part of the year because you get all these college basketball games sprinkled in with your NFL Sunday. Let's just start from the top, and I'm only going to cover the games I have lines on. I think I have almost all of the lines, almost all of them. So I don't know. Stick around and let me know if we do not cover one. I think I'm going to be on top of it though. I think we'll be fine here. But to open up the morning at 9 a.m., I love these little regional battles they're doing here because we have Eastern Kentucky heading to Cincinnati. Eastern Kentucky's catching 17.5 points, and may I start it off with a bang? Am I crazy? Perhaps. 17.5 is a lot of points for a decent program. Since he wins by 14.
No, I'm joining you here. I'm locking up the EKU guys. They
the Colonels.
Yeah, they treated me well on Friday night against Western Kentucky.
Yeah, let's go. I think they can cover this. Cincinnati did look like world beaters. Game 2. Well, let the locks keep coming. Sacred Heart's laying 6.5 against Columbia. We have this rule that we started last week.
Yes.
And even though I'm not very sold on Sacred Heart, because you look at Sacred Heart, you say, hey, this team's 1-1. You know, they just lost by 38, but that was to Rutgers. Columbia played Rutgers in game 1, and they lost by, what was it? I feel like it was like 40. Was it 40? It was a flat 40. So something's got to give. Honestly, I just think Sacred Heart's a better program. I think Sacred Heart's a better program. You look back at Sacred Heart beat Hartford by 7 in the opener. Am I foolish to lock up Sacred Heart minus 6.5? We have rules. I'm just doing it. Like, I'm not letting my emotions get in there. Columbia's on an auto fade until I see otherwise.
Thou shall fade Columbia. I'm with you. Lock up Sacred Heart.
There we go. Starting off with a bang. Iowa State is hosting North Carolina A&T. Terrell Furman Jr.'s guys. Check out the NBA Gambling Podcast. He's a A&T grad. They are catching 18.5 in Ames. I'm fading them. Give me Iowa State minus 18.5. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I lean the Cyclones. I'm not locking this up, though.
I'm not locking it either. Thought about locking this one, though. Quinnipiac. All right? I know it sounds like a fucking power plant or something. You know what I mean? Like Quinnipiac. The Bobcats are at Central Connecticut State. Central Connecticut State. Not they've had an extra day off because the Manhattan game was canceled because of the floor or something, but they got worked by UMass and Frank Martin by 27 in the season opener. Quinnipiac has been solid, and I'll be honest, I was impressed with the game at Rhode Island, even though Rhode Island has since lost again. But they also beat Stonehill, who just beat Army. So Quinnipiac, the Bobcats, looking pretty solid in the Metro Atlantic Athletic or American, whatever the fuck they call that thing. I'm going to lay the 6.5. Not locking it, but fringe lock. What are you doing here?
No, I'm going to lock it. Give me Quinnipiac. I think Central Connecticut's bad, so I'm going to lock up the 6.5.
I kind of like it. This might happen. This is why you get the app. You check the picks, because I might bet this come morning if I'm recovered and feeling better about life. Colorado is at, well, it's not at, but this is like when Oregon opened the season. in college football playing in Atlanta. They're like, this is a neutral site game. Get the fuck out of here. That's not a neutral site game. This one is in Nashville. And they'll say, this is a neutral site game. Rick Barnes with a nice neutral site win. This is a away game. I don't care how you break it down. There's not going to be a fucking Colorado fan there at all. All right. Not even, I doubt the athletic director is going to be in that building. All right. Tennessee's laying 13, and I am going to lay the 13 with Tennessee. It's Rick Barnes' regular season. I have a rule. In the regular season, he actually performs well. Colorado, obviously, okay, you lost to Grambling. Well, guess what? Tennessee's very talented. I'm going to lay the 13. Colorado's too young. They're too inexperienced. Tennessee's going to roll them. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'm going to take the Vols. You know, the ironic thing is the Broncos are at the Titans tomorrow, too.
Oh, yeah.
In Nashville.
Maybe there will be a couple Colorado fans then.
No, they're all going to go to the Titans game. So, yeah, they're not going to have any fans. Yeah, I think the Vols will beat them pretty good.
Yeah, I actually considered locking that one as well, but I just feel like 13. Maybe I'm hoping it comes down a little bit. We'll see. VMI is at Davidson. VMI, I cashed on them opening night at Richmond. They're getting 17.5 right now at Davidson. Give me VMI, but I am not locking it. What are you doing here?
I'm going to lay the 17.5, but I'm not locking this.
Yeah.
Davidson's good.
Yeah, and I feel like they're a lot better at home. I thought about locking this one. Pacific's at North Dakota State. I feel like North Dakota State, okay, you see the record. You see 0-2, but they lost to Arkansas and Kansas. Not that bad. However, I don't know that they're the same Bison team from a couple years ago. I think Pacific can play with them. The last time they played, though, last year, North Dakota State did win by 12. So that's concerning. But I am going to take Pacific +5. I think it's going to be a close game. What are you doing here?
Yeah, and I'll side with you. I don't feel great about it, though. I think this is going to be a hell of a game, though.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get eyes on that one. Eastern Illinois is at Central Michigan.
Here we go.
Hey, I'm 2-0 covering with Eastern Illinois. I had 30.5 against the Illini to open the season. They lost by 30. Then I had them plus, I think, 8 or 9 against Illinois State. They lost by 5. I can't fade the Panthers now. All right. Panthers are getting 8.5 at CMU. I'm not only taking Eastern Illinois, I'm going to sprinkle some on the money line, but should I lock this? Fuck
Marty Simmons, lock it up.
Let's lock it. Let's go. CMU's not good. Eastern Illinois is not good. So you're telling me I'm getting 8.5 points with two teams that suck ass? Let's go.
When in doubt, take the points when you have 2 300+ RPI teams.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What are you doing here?
No, I'm going to lock up EIU with you. I think both these teams suck, so I think Marty Simmons and that bunch can keep it close. They've played a harder schedule, too.
Let's fucking go. Let's go. Next up, we have Harvard. Harvard got worked by Louisiana the other night. Surprisingly, that was at Harvard. Was really impressed with Louisiana. Elon, I just faded. East Tennessee State rolled them. That was easy cash for me the other night. Harvard's laying 5. It's on the road at Elon, but I think Harvard's the better team. I'm going to lay the 5. What are you doing here? I'm not locking it, but laying the 5.
Yeah, no, I struggle with this one. Two decent teams. I'm going to take Harvard -5, but don't feel great about it.
Yeah. I will lock up this one, though. Arkansas Pine Bluff is legit. I locked them up against Oklahoma. They were getting 26.5 against Oklahoma. They almost won the game outright, just like they almost won the TCU game outright. They're catching 27.5 in Starkville. Give me Arkansas Pine Bluff. I believe in this team. You got the courage to come down on this one, or what are you doing here?
Yeah, no, you talked me into it. I'll lock up Pine Bluff here.
Dude, they're good. They're
not bad. Yeah. The only thing that concerns me is that this is their 4th game in a week now. So I'm hoping that their legs can survive just one more game for us.
Yeah, one more game. And look, and Chris Jans, even if he gets up 30, maybe he calls off the dogs.
Call off the dogs.
A little sympathy play. Arkansas is not far from Mississippi. I am also, actually, Arizona State's at Texas Southern. Hey, this is that Pac-12 shit I'm talking about. Colorado just played at Grambling. Texas Southern hasn't hosted a Power 5 ever that I know of, at least. Maybe there was a situation where there's like a fucking hurricane or something and Houston played at them. I don't know, but give me Texas Southern plus 9.5 against Arizona State. They're decent enough, and I think they can cover this. Shit, sprinkle some on the money line. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think if you're going to bet this game, take the money line with Texas Southern. If you could anticipate a crazy game here. I don't remember a Power 5 ever going to an HBCU game.
That's Colorado yesterday.
Yeah. That one. That's the only,
the Pac-12's agreement. The Pac-12 went out of their way to do this. Kudos to them. I mean, I think it's cool, but hey, beware what you wish for because you're going on the road to places that have never. They've had this circled a long time. Is my point.
Uncharted territory.
Yeah. Oakland is catching 10.5 at home against Oklahoma State. Oakland, didn't they win or almost win in Stillwater last year? Revenge spot for the Cowboys. I know the Salukis beat the Cowboys, but 10.5 is too much. If Oklahoma State wins this game, it'll be by 5, 6, 7, 8. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'm locking up Oakland too. I mean, this is another spot where a Power 5 goes to a mid-major. They get up for these spots.
Yeah. This is Omaha is hosting Idaho. This one's a just absolutely hilarious game. Noah, you can still lock this up. All right, this is on par with your Denver Idaho one. All right. I would not advise people to bet this game. Omaha -5 is the spread. I will lay the 5. I don't feel good about this one. If you bet this one, I love you, but you're fucking insane. You're absolutely insane if you bet this one. Unless you're related to someone on Omaha or Idaho. Or maybe having sex with someone on there. The only thing I can think of.
Peter Manning.
What are you doing here?
I'll take the points. I mean, you can never bet a game where the game is starting not even at the top of the hour. It's starting at 3:05 p.m. or 12:05, depending. I mean, they can't even get their time of the games. What is this, baseball?
Rush hour in Omaha on a Sunday. It gets brutal. I give an extra 5 minutes to get to their seat.
3:05 first pitch.
I'll be honest. I thought about locking this one up. St. Thomas is laying 8.5 against St. Francis. The Tommies are good, man. I'm not locking it yet. Check the app tomorrow morning. But the Tommies can play ball. They just whooped Chicago State by 22, and obviously they had Creighton, neck and neck for a while. I like St. Thomas to get this done. I mean, St. Francis, covered for us against Minnesota, but barely. I just think St. Thomas is the better team. I would take St. Thomas to beat Minnesota if they played probably right now. What are you going to do here? Should we lock this? We lock this?
Yeah, why not? Let's take St. Thomas.
We should bet this. Yeah, let's do it. Give me the Tommies. That's their nickname, the Tommies? What a great fucking school. What a great institution.
Take the Tommy boys.
It's a far trip too, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Tommy Boy's a great movie. We're locking up the Tommies.
That's a classic. It's a classic. Curious what you did here. Southeast Louisiana's in Laramie taking on Wyoming. They're catching 21.5. I took the points. I don't like it. What are you doing here?
No, I'm taking the points here. Too many points. Southeast Louisiana isn't horrible.
Yeah, I agree. Curious. Okay, Southern Illinois, your squad out of Carbondale, Illinois, the Salukis.
That is my squad.
Remember, you hit on that 8-point dog or 8.5-point dog in Stillwater just a couple nights ago. They travel. Kudos to them. Southern Indiana's first ever home game in D1. Southern Indiana played Missouri tough on opening night. So Southern Indiana is catching 9. I think we should take the 9. And I think we should sprinkle some on the money line. It's their first ever fucking home game in D1.
In Evansville, Indiana. Yeah, no, I think sprinkle some on the money line. This is a tough bounce back spot for Southern Illinois coming off the big win. Yeah, no, I'm tempted to lock it, but I'm going to stay away for now. Check the picks page.
Check the picks page. But look, folks, I'm telling you, we saw Queens beat Marshall opening night because it was their first ever home game as a part of D1 basketball.
And Stonehill beat Army.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Let's go.
I'll lock it up. Let's go. Southern Indiana, let's go.
Southern Indiana. I'm about to buy a fucking house there if I hit. All right? That'll only be like, you're like, Colby, that's only like 10 grand, dude. That's not even,
no inflation there.
I could not find a line on, wait, let me double check. Do you see a line on American at George Mason? Because I don't.
There needs to be a line because this is a regional battle. DC, Northern Virginia here, especially for us. Checking the app right now.
I don't see AU at Mason. That's something to monitor. We pick every game, remember, folks, on the site. So even if we don't cover it here on the show, it'll be covered on the site, or get the SGPN app, which is free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. Mason minus 15, I see.
Yep.
Geez, that's a big number. But Mason looked good against Longwood. Mason looked good. They won by, 14 against Longwood, covered? I think I'm going to take Mason there. What are you doing?
This feels like the 10-point sleepwalk game for George Mason that we talked about 2 episodes ago. So, yeah, no, I'll take American to cover, but I don't think they're going to win. I don't feel good about it. Yeah,
I'm not locking that shit by any means.
No.
This is actually a really good game, though, going on. We have Towson heading to Penn. Towson is laying 4. Towson obviously looked great against Frank Martin and UMass. Penn was projected to be high in the Ivy League. So you have a game, obviously Penn got destroyed by Rick Pitino and that waitress. And now they're sitting there, they're catching 4 against Towson. I'm taking Towson, but I'm curious if this is potentially a letdown spot after winning against UMass.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take Towson too. I'm buying into these guys. I mean, that was impressive what they did at UMass the other night. And I think Penn, a little bit of a letdown for them as well, almost winning at Missouri the other night.
Agreed. Oh, yeah, that's right. They had that second game.
They were right there.
Yeah. Youngstown State is at Notre Dame. Youngstown's getting 12.5. I thought about locking this, but I'm not. Notre Dame survived against Radford. Youngstown's looked all right, but I don't know if that's them or if UT Martin's really trash. Either or, give me the 12.5 points in the Penguins. What are you doing here?
I am locking up the Penguins. Sprinkle some on the money line. I think they have a shot to win this game.
This should be a fun one.
I like them. I like that team.
Yeah. I mean, my question is, well, I can tell you one thing. They beat Canisius by 11.
On the road.
Canisius beat St. Bonaventure today.
Yep.
In overtime. That makes that win look better. You're starting to sell me. I'm not going to take the bait yet, though. Not going to take the bait yet.
Yeah, I'm locking it. I think this is going to be a single-digit game.
There we go. So we got Moneyline Mac. Lock it up. Penguins,
baby.
Next up, we got East Tennessee State. Look, I won money on them the other night. I locked up East Tennessee State against Elon. The SoCon getting disrespected. The Citadel's lines, East Tennessee State's lines. I thought Wofford today, but Wofford laid 11. Man, they're getting 5.5 at home against Louisiana. I know Louisiana looked good at Harvard.
This game's actually in Nashville, North Carolina.
That's right.
Yes.
These fucking corners.
So neutral site game.
I will take the 5.5. I believe the SoCon is better than the Sun Belt every day of the week. I'm trusting the SoCon. It's worked out good for me so far this season for the most part. Give me East Tennessee State. Ride that money line as well. What are you doing here?
I agree. I think it's too many points. I think they're right there to win this game, but I'm not locking it. I think this game
I'm
comes
not
down to the
locking it
wire.
either. I'm not locking it either because Louisiana was impressive. I do not have a line also, folks. If you can find me one on NJIT in San Diego, taking on Steve Lavin, that would and the Toreros, I would love to know that line. Alabama State's at Pepperdine. You see what happened to our Waves the other night, right?
Yeah.
Turns out our Waves were just a one. It was a one-trick pony, I think.
One-hit wonder.
Yeah, they destroyed Rice, and then that next thing you know, they can't beat Cal State Fullerton. Now they're hosting Alabama State. What's that?
I said it's easy to see a tide turn.
Yes, it certainly
It's
is.
easy to see a tide turn.
NJIT. I'm sorry, not NJIT. Alabama State's in Malibu, taking on Pepperdine. Alabama. We covered the USC line against Alabama State. It was a big number. I forget what it was. Alabama State's catching 16.5. I'm taking the 16.5 because I don't know what Pepperdine is. That was that 40-point win against Rice. Look, maybe Pepperdine is back home. We'll cover this. I just need to get a bigger sample size. What are you doing here?
I'm locking up Pepperdine. I think that was just a letdown spot. I think they're going to bounce back. And Alabama State sucks, so I think they cover the 16.5. I'll lock it up.
What did Bama State do? Man, yeah, they got destroyed both games.
They're horrible.
All right, you're swaying my pick. I am not locking this by any means because fuck you, Pepperdine. All right.
San Diego's minus 16.5. How great is this chat, by the way? We can get live lines. I mean,
fantastic. I'll tell you this much. 16.5. I do think San Diego is going to be pretty good, but I'll take the points in NJIT. New Jersey Tech, baby. Let's go. What are you doing there?
Yeah, I'll take the points, but I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, I don't either. Brown is on the road at Loyola, Maryland, and Brown is catching 4.5. I think Brown might get their first win of the season here. It should be a decent game. Brown's getting 4.5 points. I'm going to take Brown. I'm going to ride the money line, but I'm not going to bet this game. But I think if you are going to bet this, you ride the money line. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad play, but I'm going to lay 4.5. But like you said, neither of these teams are very good.
Yeah. Western Michigan is at Valparaiso. The what the fuck they call them? The Crusaders changed their names to, I don't know, they're the fucking Wizards or something now. They're the Crusaders in my mind. They only lost to Toledo by 15. I actually think that's somewhat respectable. Toledo looked good the other night. They beat UAB. They're laying 4 against Western Michigan. I feel like we should probably lock this, but I'm not. This is a fringe lock though. But give me the Crusaders -4. What are you doing here?
I'm going to go the Broncos, but I mean, it's one of those games where I don't think either team's very good. So when in doubt, just sprinkle some on the money line. Okay.
Lindenwood,
here we go.
Love it. Just did a 2-year 2-year stint at Lindenwood. You know what I mean? Cellmate was an asshole. Missouri is taking on Lindenwood. Lindenwood's catching 27. Oh man, I'll take the points in Lindenwood, I guess. Well, let me look at what they've done. They covered against Dayton, huh? They covered against Dayton.
They lost by 27 exactly, yeah. And then they won by 27 against Hannibal LaGrange.
Dayton's better than Missouri. I'm taking fucking Lindenwood. Lindenwood to life, baby.
Hannibal LaGrange, where's that school located?
I can't wait till one day you see like, oh, they're playing Colby Dant. I'm gonna start my own college. Just get a GoFundMe. Just have a fucking basketball team and play some matchups. Let's go.
James Madison's taking on Patty C University. I'll take the points, I guess. I'll ride that with you.
Patty C University, definitely more legit than Trump University. Portland State is at Seattle. Look, I was right on Portland State. They almost beat Portland outright. Little backyard battle. This is a backyard battle in a way. Seattle's not that far from Portland, folks. Portland State's catching 11. Give me the Vikings. They're gonna go in. They're gonna go into Seattle and teach them a thing or two. I think it'll be a game. Seattle might win, but that's too many points. Who the fuck Seattle think they are? All right, they had who the hell went to Seattle again? It wasn't Oscar Robertson. It was someone, one of the best players in NBA history went to Seattle. It wasn't Wilt Chamberlain. Elgin Baylor, maybe. I don't know. So they had one of the best players ever. And I'm drawing a blank on who. I feel like it was a big man though. I feel like it was a big man from the 70s. Either way, I'm taking Portland State because Elgin Baylor, whoever the fuck it is that went there, he's not there. He's not there. All right. Give me the Vikings. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'll take the Vikings, and they don't have a look-ahead spot because you know who they have on deck? Evergreen State. So add that to our names list.
I love, dude, I fucking use I have their mints in my car right now.
It's a good brand of gum, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at, I gotta know who the fuck this player is that I'm thinking of. Is it Elgin Baylor? Who is it? Who the hell is it that went there? That was that. Oh, you know what? You know what I think I'm thinking of? I think I'm thinking of San Francisco.
You thinking of Bill Russell? Yeah,
maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Either way, I thought Seattle had a famous player though. I should type in NBA. Let's see here.
Well, they've had plenty. They all played for the Supersonics.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta take 20 minutes here. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Next up, William and Mary's catching 27. The Tribe going into Blacksburg to take on the Hokies. Hokies look good so far. I know Real Money Kramer won't let me fucking go an hour without talking about we're a basketball school now.
Gobble, gobble.
27's too much. Give me the Tribe. What are you doing?
Yeah, and this is little brother, big brother here. So I'll take the Tribe as well. Too many points.
Montana State heads to Long Beach State. Montana State's catching 4.5. Wrong team favored. Give me Montana State to win on the money line, and I'll lock it up with the 4.5. Let's go. What are you doing here?
No, I'm going with you, and I'm going to lock it up as well. Give me Montana State. I think they're going to win this game outright.
I agree. Wrong team favored.
The Bobcats.
Mississippi Valley State is taking on Yale. Man, this is one of the ones I really struggle with. Mississippi Valley State sucks. Yale's good, but I always feel like Ivy League schools never really truly put it on teams. The spread is 22. Is this one in Hawaii, right? This is in Honolulu. I don't fucking know. What did Mississippi State do in their last matchup? Lost by 18 to Hawaii. I feel like Yale's probably better than Hawaii, but Yale doesn't blow people out.
Yeah, they lost to Baylor by 674 points.
All right, I'm taking Yale minus 22.5. I don't like it. Don't bet this one. This is probably the one I feel least about on the whole slate. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll take Yale. I mean, but like you said, too many points to lock up.
Other than Colorado, Tennessee, I think you can make a case that this might be the best game of the night. North Texas is at St. Mary's. Awesome game. And call me crazy, but with St. Mary's, these people in Vegas don't even fucking care. They just put the same line out on every game. It was Oral Roberts. They were like, okay, 8.5 as Oral Roberts covered by 0.5 point, I believe. Then Vermont came to town. Set the line for 8.5. Well, then St. Mary's covered that. North Texas comes to town now. Set the line 8.5. I'm riding the Mean Green. Mean Green are fucking legit. I think this is a game. I think out of the 3 teams they played, Vermont is a good program. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Vermont in March. Oral Roberts is a good program. Wouldn't shock me if we see them in March because they're in the Summit League.
No doubt.
This is the best team they've played, though, in my opinion. North Texas is legit. I'm taking the 8.5. What are you doing here?
I'm going to lock up the Gaels. I'm tired of getting burned by them. I think they're good at home, and I think the market's disrespecting them. And I like North Texas, but I mean, I think St. Mary's by double digits here.
Ooh,
yeah,
locking it up.
Give me the Gaels.
Locking it up. Whoa. I'm playing the wrong fucking music. Moneyline Mac. Riding with the Gaels and Randy Bennett or whatever the fuck is. Yeah.
Yeah, Randy Bennett. Yep.
Almost said Randy Newman, the guy who sings the LA song. You're crazy, I think, for that one. That's going to be a game, but maybe you'll hit, and maybe you can talk shit to me.
I'm high on this Gaels team, man. I think they're really good. I watched them against Vermont. I was like, holy shit. We
really
underestimated this team.
I was really impressed with the Vermont game too, but I also
Yes.
think North Texas would put it on Vermont probably.
Maybe.
Don't sleep on my mean green. We'll see. Vermont, speaking of Vermont, they're heading down to Cal State Fullerton, where Fullerton bounced back, take care of the Waves of Pepperdine after their opening night loss to San Diego State. Vermont's laying 5.5. I am locking up the Catamounts. Aren't they the Catamounts? Yeah, the Catamounts in Fullerton. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'm going to take the same side, but I'm not going to lock it up.
Coward. I'm joking.
Locked up too many games already. I'm like, I can't lock up every fucking game.
and that's our slate. Am I missing any other lines here? I think just that's everything. That's our slate. So to recap, my locks are Vermont minus 5.5 against Cal State Fullerton, Montana plus 4.5 and moneyline play against Long Beach State. I also am locking up. Where are we here? Oakland plus 10.5 at home against Oklahoma State. Might as well ride the money line on that too. I'm locking up Arkansas Pine Bluff plus 27.5 on the road in Starkville against Mississippi State. I am locking up Eastern Kentucky plus 17.5 in Cincinnati. I am locking up Sacred Heart minus 6.5 as they host Columbia. I am also, we talked ourselves into 2 ones. Which ones were those? I'm locking up St. Thomas minus 8.5 against St. Francis. I am also locking up, what was the other one that we did? There was one other one. Was it Towson? I think it was Towson. No. Southern Indiana. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm locking up Southern Indiana plus 9. I have to go bet those 2 that we just did, but I will get those in and stay tuned. But Moneyline Mac, what is your locks for the day?
You know, this is the grossest locks of the year, which means I love it. So I'm taking Eastern Kentucky plus 17.5, Sacred Heart minus 6.5, Quinnipiac minus 6.5 as well, Eastern Illinois plus 8.5, Pine Bluff plus a 27.5, Oakland plus 10.5, the Tommies minus 8.5, Southeast Louisiana plus 21.5, Southern Indiana plus the 9, Youngstown State plus 12.5. Sprinkle some on the money line in that one. Pepperdine minus 16.5, Montana State plus 4.5. Sprinkle on the money line, and the Gaels of St. Mary's minus the 8.5. Sorry.
Wow, there we go. Was it Elgin Baylor? I was right. I was fucking right.
Baylor. Yes.
Boom! I still got my old stuff, baby. San Francisco was who? Chamberlain went to Kansas.
Bill Russell.
That's right.
Yes.
Right. There we go.
And quick side note: as soon as I said "Hey Siri," my laptop freaking noised out so I couldn't hear you saying Elgin Baylor. So good call there.
Oh, there we go. I thought you were gonna say like your laptop all of a sudden was recommending NJIT tickets. You know,
no,
season ticket package for NJIT, $27. Comes with a free blazer.
Go visit StubHub.
Folks, subscribe to look, I see also in the chat they're saying that the Ken Palm's number 1 rated game, North Texas at St. Mary's, ahead of Colorado, Tennessee, and I agree. I'm more excited to see that matchup. But it's still a great Sunday considering, it's a good Sunday. Obviously, our big slate, our next gigantic, awesome slate is Tuesday. Monday's all right. But, we'll be back tomorrow night to talk about Monday's action. Folks, subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Also, subscribe to the College Football Experience because we handicap every fucking game. We've been doing this for years, all right? Subscribe to both. We come together on YouTube as one, youtube.com/the College Experience. Also, check out the College Baseball Experience with Noah Beanick when that season comes back around. That's always fun. And then check out Moneyline Mac's work. All right, host of the Ryan and Rush Show, host of the NFL Gambling Podcast. He also does some work with the NBA Gambling Podcast. Check out all that stuff. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. Let's get ready. The season is just heating up. These games are fucking great today. Seeing the buzzer beaters day in, day out, absolutely awesome. Come talk college hoops with us in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. And also, remember, folks, go over to iTunes, give us a 5-star review. It takes a minute out of your day. We haven't got many. What's going on? What did I do to you? Okay, I guess I did a lot with all those losses today. But before today, we should have got a bunch of iTunes reviews that were like 5-star. After today, well, I can understand if I got a few 1-stars. But please, get over there. Give me some 5 stars, and let's come on. It helps us, honestly. Sponsors, look at that shit. Go over there, do it. Let's roll. All right, folks. This is the College Basketball Experience, November 13th, preview and picks episode. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here.